Chapter 16 are heritage. Monuments like historical buildings, temples, tombs and pillars are part of a country's heritage. These monuments are example of the architecture, social, political and religious life and occupation of the people who lived in the period when these buildings were made. Monuments of India are famous in the world over and tourists from various parts of the world come to see them. Monuments in northern India. Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a mausoleum. It is a tomb and monument built in the mid-17th century in Agra, India. It was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. The Taj Mahal was built entirely out of white marble which was brought in from all over India and Asia. The Taj Mahal is decorated with 28 different varieties of precious and semi-precious stones. 1,000 elephants and 22,000 workers were used in its construction, which took over 20 years. The Taj Mahal, being the dedication and homage of Mumtaz Mahal, has calligraphy that praises Mumtaz Mahal. Red Fort. The Red Fort, also called Lal Killa or Lal Killa, is a Mughal fort in Old Delhi. It was built by Shah Jahan in the mid-17th century and remains a major tourist attraction. The fort was designated as UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2007. The fort's massive red sandstone walls, which stand 75 feet 23 meters high, enclose a complex of palaces and entertainment halls, projecting balconies, baths and indoor canals and geometrical gardens as well as an ornate mosque. Among the most famous structures of the complex are the Hall of Public Audience, Diwan-e-Aam, which has 60 red sandstone pillars supporting a flat roof, and the Hall of Private Audience, Diwan-e-Khas, which is smaller with a pavilion of white marble. Buland Darwaza. The Buland Darwaza in Fatehpur Sikri near Agra is a victory gateway built by the Emperor Akbar. It is also known as Gate of Magnificence. The Buland Darwaza can be seen from far away. The Buland Darwaza is beautifully decorated with white marble. The pillars and the chhatris atop the Buland Darwaza contain calligraphic inscriptions from the Quran. But there is one inscription that reads, "The world is a bridge, pass over it, but build no houses on it," which is a reflection on Akbar's religious tolerance as it was quoted by Jesus Christ. Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar is the pride of Delhi. The tall minaret was constructed in 1192 by Qutbuddin Aibak and later completed by his successor Iltutmish. The soaring conical tower is an exquisite example of Indo-Islamic Afghan architecture. Each of the 5 stories and tower of Qutub Minar has unique designs. The tower is so high that around 379 steps are needed to be climbed to reach the top. The verses from the Holy Quran are carved on sandstone walls of Qutub Minar. This monument serves the purpose of calling people for prayer in Quwwat al-Islam Mosque. Lotus Temple. The Baha'i house of worship in the city of Delhi is a massive temple that is devoted to the Baha'i faith. This temple is better known as the Lotus Temple because of its massive lotus-like shape. The Lotus Temple was built in 1986. It is one of only 7 such houses of worship in the world. It is also the only worship house of its kind in all of Asia. The temple has become very popular with people of the faith. In fact, about 10,000 people visit the temple on a daily basis. Jantar Mantar. It is located in Parliament Street in Connaught Place. It was built by Sawai Jai Singh II. It is an astronomical observatory which consists of different structures in sandstone to calculate the movement of celestial bodies and the planetary positions. Astronomical shows are organized yearly where you can get to know about the planets and their position. Prem Mandir. Dedicated to Sri Krishna, Prem Mandir is one of the largest and most beautiful Hindu temples in Vrindavan, India. It was inaugurated on February 17, 2012. The Pran Pratishtha of Murtis was taken place on February 17th. The temple is founded by Jagat Guru Kripalu Ji Maharaj of the Jagat Guru Kripalu Parishad. Prem Mandir is located on the outskirts of Vrindavan in 54 acres. It took 11 years to complete the temple. The temple is elegantly carved in white Italian marble. The outer walls of the temple depict 84 Leelas of Sri Krishna. Monuments in southern India. Shore Temple. The Shore Temple complex of elegant shrines is one among a number of Hindu monuments at Mamalapuram, on the coast of Tamil Nadu, state India. It is considered the finest early example of medieval southern Indian temple architecture. Unlike most of its neighbors at the site, it is built of cut stones rather than carved out of caves. It has two shrines, one dedicated to Shiva and the other to Vishnu. Its style is characterized by a pyramidal tower that consists of stepped stories topped by a cupola and finial, a form quite different from the northern Indian shikhara. Tirumala Venkateshwara Temple. Tamil ruler of the ancient Thondiya Mandalam, present-day Kanchipuram, is believed to have first built the temple after visualizing Lord Vishnu in his dream. Venkateshwara's abode is in the Venkatam Hills near Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. The main temple of Venkateshwara is the Trimula Venkateshwara Temple. The Trimula Temple is believed to be the richest of all the temples in the world. The temple is located in the Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh, a state in southern India. The Charminar. The Charminar is a splendid piece of architecture standing in the heart of Hyderabad, built by Quli Qutub Shah in 1591. This magnificent monument is the unique symbol of Hyderabad. Charminar is often called as the Arc of Triumph of the East. It was built to mark the end of a plague epidemic in the city. It was built with granite and lime mortar. It is a blend of Qazia and Islamic style of architecture. The intertwined arcs and domes are examples of typical Islamic style of the architecture. The Meenakshi Temple. The Meenakshi Temple is a famous temple at the Madurai in Tamil Nadu, which has two shrines dedicated to Meenakshi and Sundareshwara Shiva. The walls are beautifully carved with the forms of various gods and goddesses. There are huge gateways called Gopuramas. Monuments in the West. The Ajanta caves, discovered in the 19th century, depict the story of Buddhism. Ajanta has 29 caves that were all built as secluded retreats for Buddhist monks. The paintings on the walls of Ajanta caves are made using the tempera technique. This is a complex technique where the painting is done on a dry surface after a coating of 1 centimeter thick layer of a mixture made of clay, cow dung, and rice husk, which is put on the wall. The color used for the paintings has been made from natural products. The cave temples in Ellora reflects Buddhist as well as Hindu and Jain mythology. Located around 30 kilometers from Aurangabad, Ellora has 34 caves. The Gateway of India in Mumbai was built to commemorate King George V visit in 1911. Monuments in the eastern India. During the rule of Ashoka, the great 84,000 viharas and stupas were built. A stupa is dome-shaped building that is used to house Buddhist relics or to commemorate significant fact of Buddhism. The Sanchi Stupa in Madhya Pradesh is the most famous of these. Stupa may be made of brick and rubble or encased in masonry. The great stupa is 150 feet across and, excluding the railing and umbrella, is 54 feet high. The Sun Temple at Konark. The Sun Temple at Konark is a 13th century temple dedicated to the sun god. The temple, representative of the chariot of the sun with 12 pairs of huge wheels and 7 horses, is a masterpiece of Odisha architecture. The famous dance festival held at this temple every year is an important event. The Victoria Memorial. The Victoria Memorial in Kolkata is a beautiful building made of white marble. The Victoria Memorial was built between 1906 to 21 by the British in memory of Queen Victoria. It houses a large museum today. Care and protection of monuments. Historical monuments are not merely buildings of tourist interest. They represent our national heritage and culture. It is our duty to preserve and protect these monuments and handle down to our future generation. The Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, studies the condition of monuments and take care to protect them. Damaging these monuments is punishable